A colleague recently reminded me of the fact that it's almost 26 years plus after the formation of the movement for democratic change, and that there is almost like an unknown, unwritten issue around almost forgetting the moment the MDC, the Movement for Democratic Change in Zimbabwe, was formed. And yeah, it shocked me a little bit, but we were there. We were very many of us. We were student leaders. We were civil society activists. We were grassroots activists, and we were part of a whole national working people's convention. We started at the Zimbabwe Women's Bureau. We were part of in Harare, and we were part of broader social movements trying to look for democracy. And in parts, we were also the first to argue about, revamping the quest for land reform in Zimbabwe, equitable land reform. And we were led by, at that time, the ZCTU, as led by Gibson Sibanda and Morgan Changirai. And then we were also led by the NCA, where Morgan Changirai was dually both ZCTU Secretary General and the NCA chairman, the National Constitutional Assembly. And we really put our foot on the ground, or our feet on the ground, and we had the backing of the Association of Women's Clubs, and we had the backing of the teachers, the not necessarily unionized teachers, but teachers who had a wider rural reach. And we must always remember the teachers about their role in the democratic struggle change. So we remember the MDC. We will never forget it. It has changed format, and in part it has also changed its values. But that is an issue for another vlog. And we do salute those that helped us become more conscious about national issues. And though we have not quite balanced out where we wanted to be with the constitutional reform process, with electoral processes, but we have to remember the history. We cannot ignore it. The MDC was real. The sentiment around opposition politics and democratic struggles remains real. Can it really be considered as a counter-hegemonic struggle against ZANU-PF? No, I don't think so, because as Andrew Astro wrote about ZANU-PF itself in the early 80s, when he wrote his book Zimbabwe Revolution That Lost Its Way, I think, we also in part lost our way. But I think we will recover at some point. Thanks.